welcome Lameya to our Movers Green Jobs Pioneer series. So today I'm so happy to welcome you. I've been knowing you for more than 1.5 years now, I think, through the Movers program and then through YECAP. And then you started to become, the superstar among Movers community, YECAP community, and even ended up working full-time for YECAP. But yeah, well, I'll let you speak more about it in a minute. But just to introduce a bit this series of interviews. So welcome to all our audience who is watching or listening. So basically in the Movers Green Job Pioneer series, we will interview change makers in the Movers YECAP communities who are taking action for the climate through their daily work. So they are spending the 80,000 hours that they will work in their life to take action for the climate. And we want to feature them, listen to their stories and journeys so that you can be inspired, maybe get some insights, some tips, and just explore, what kind of green jobs are out there in the world. And of course, you can always, ask follow-up questions to our guests, by email or whatever platform they are in. And yeah, that's it. Let's get started. So first, Lameya, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you so much, Lin Long. Also, thank you so much for inviting me for this Green Job interview session. Hello, everyone. This is Lameya, Youth SDG Advocate and Movers Envoy from Bangladesh. I'm also one of the fellows from the Cohort 1 of Youth Empowerment in Climate Action platform. And I have also co-founded the platform SHWARUP, which is a youth-led community platform working to mobilize skills in the youth communities across Bangladesh. And currently, I'm working as a youth program coordinator at UNDP Asia Pacific. And I guess that's enough for now because we will get chances to know each other more during the whole interview session. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Lameya. So very quick first question to start. Can you share with us your official job title?
Oh, that one is very big actually. And I hope no one will sleep when listening this. So basically my job title is Regional Dialogue and the Fellowship Program Consultant at UNDP Asia Pacific. So I hope that's understandable.
Thank you. So how can you break down with us, like, what does that mean? What is your job? How would you describe your job to someone who has no idea what you are doing?
Okay, so first of all, I'll say that this is a lifetime experience of learning for me as a what's a member of the YECAP team. I got the chance to learn from versatile people around Asia Pacific, but to specifically answer what's my job role is. So I am basically working as a YECAP coordinator where I used to be one of the fellow in the first cohort. So now I'm leading the second cohort as a YECAP coordinator where my role is to in charge of the fellows, to communicate with them, to get done with YECAP activities, day-to-day follow-up, and much more to involve young people across Asia Pacific who are taking climate actions and also people who are willing to work for climate, to raise awareness, to initiate events and activities, to reach young people, to promote climate action through them and among their networks. So yeah, that's overall, I think, in short, working for climate with young people, lead by young people for young people. So yeah, that's it.
And for those who don't know YECAP, could you briefly explain what it is?
Okay, so if I have to describe YECAP, then YECAP is the full form is Youth Empowerment in Climate Action Platform, is co-convened by 7 different partners: UNDP, UNICEF, British Council, Movers, Youngo, 2030 Youth Force, UNFCCC, and much more. So yeah, here you can find a platform. This is basically a platform for young people who lead by young people, as well as I said, working for climate across Asia Pacific.
Great. That sounds very cool. Yeah, could you explain, so people get an idea of, what do you do every day? I have 2 questions for that. Maybe the first one is, could you introduce a few projects that you are working on these days, these weeks?
Okay, so basically, these days, the constant work for me since I have joined till the day is follow up and coordinate with the 30 fellows from the second cohort. This is my everyday job. So I I start my day with following up with the fellows that how things are happening, how they're planning for the next week, next month, upcoming events, and so on. And apart from that, currently we are planning from YECAP platform for unconference too. I think some of us already know from the movers community. If I say since it's about movers community, so already some of us know about the unconference one. So we are planning one unconference very soon. Yet to confirm the date. I think once it's confirmed, we will let you all know about it. And then moving forward, we have upcoming plans for Climate Action Week with our fellows from the YECAP platform and the regional dialogue onwards. So it's like a storytelling series of journey we are going to work on in this year. So simultaneously, we are working on all these projects, which is on the ground level, in planning level, we are working on it, but yet to confirm anything in detail. So once things are confirmed, I think that will be open for all of you. So hoping you all to see there in our different activities in upcoming days.
That sounds so cool as well. Could you share a small teaser of Climate Action Week so that everyone who's watching really wants to join?
Climate Action Week, yes, I would love to share about Climate Action Week. So basically, this is going to be a week-long program, if I say in short. And for we will be starting our Climate Action Week actually with the pre-event that unconference. Unconference will be announced the Climate Action Week in detail. That what's going to happen later on. And during the Climate Action Week, there will be 5 days of events with the help of young people from YECAP platform, from our community, from first cohort, second cohort, and also we will be reaching out to the whole movers community for this as well, because we are planning to raise awareness, peer-to-peer learning through movers program during our Climate Action Week as well. So I think there will be a chance to meet with movers and from the platform YECAP during the Climate Action Week. And this is to engage meaningful conversation among young people in the field of sustainable energy, climate change, and impact evaluation. That how much progress we have made till the date, and since we have designed sustainable development goals keeping the year 2030 in our plan, so how much progress we are making and where we need to work more, which climate changes we should address, and which are affecting our young people in terms of creating their future the way they want it to be. So we are going to bring diverse perspectives throughout this Climate Action Week, creating awareness to bringing people into the action level, that how we can empower our community. We are going to focus on this during the Climate Action Week. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Lameya. So yeah, looks like you are doing a lot of things, coordinating a lot of different projects. So could you share, how do you do it? How does your typical week of work look like?
Okay, this is a bit different from, I guess, everyone's routine, because I believe that everyone has their own schedule of work or anything they do. So mine one is a bit funny. To some people, maybe it's offensive, and to some people, they might enjoy these things. So I am not like promoting the schedule I maintain. I'm just sharing. So basically, what I do that I set my schedule in a way that I work one full day and then one half day. So it's like to recharge myself. And since I am engaged in different things, for example, in YECAP platform, we have different projects working simultaneously at this moment. So I have to follow up with all the 30 fellows from this cohort in this, that what's happening for unconference, what's happening on Climate Action Week, how much progress we have made, and all this stuff. So at the same time, recently, I, along with the team from Sri Lanka Movers Community, Sri Lankan Movers Community, we were worked on a boot camp. We get a boot camp reaching around 150 people across the whole country. So different engagements are there apart from day-to-day documentation and works. So what I do that the on full day work, I do all my set deadlines. I work for the documentation, reports, follow up, and all this stuff. And on half day work, I work half day to follow up emails, get back to my fellow colleagues, working with my fellows that what's happening and other stuff. And the rest of the half day, I work for myself. For example, facilitating a movers workshop, or maybe reading report on climate change, climate adaptation, climate mitigation. That so many reports are available online. People are publishing their paper, article, and so much more. So trying to focus on that. And also, I'm pursuing masters at this moment. My masters, I'm just done with my first semester. So on that half day, I also study a bit about my upcoming exams, assignments, and much more. So yeah, the full day typical day start with follow up basically. When I start the day, first of all, I go through all the emails that what are the requirements for the day to work on, or maybe what will be the deadline, if someone needs my help from the team, or if any fellow is looking for some information or updates from my side or not. So it's like from morning 2 hours I get engaged in emails, because there are multiple emails to follow back, follow up and work on it. So I start with one, get it done, and then another. So this way, in the morning hour, mostly I work on follow up with people and other things. And then I set my timeline on which time I'll be focusing on my work, brainstorming and preparing stuffs, and then get back to my team, looking for feedbacks, and then how to accommodate all this stuff and how to wrap up the day. So it's more like almost 8 to 9 hours I work on a full day work schedule, since I don't have to travel at all. So I sit at home on my own study table, I'm working, I'm studying. So this is super fun. And so yeah, that's how actually I spend the whole day following up, attending meetings. So yeah, I also have to attend meetings in between. Don't think that I only follow up and work on documents and all this stuff. There are multiple events and meetings that I attend. For example, sometimes I attend movers call. I have to attend weekly onboarding call, follow-up call of the YECAP teams. We have different teams in the cohort. So for example, communication team meeting, sometimes coordination team meeting, sometimes activity team meeting. So there are multiple calls I also have to attend, and like go with the flow as well, the YECAP team meetings as well. So yeah, it's like I have set my timeline as like fixed time for meeting, fixed time for follow up, and the rest of the time I keep changing every day, so that the schedule doesn't get bored at all. So yeah, that's my typical days. It's actually different. So I cannot say typical day, but the most of the days goes this way. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And from everything that you have shared so far, what would you say are the skills or experience that you need to do this job?
Well, first thing, before mentioning about skills, I'll say, sorry to take this time, but this is the passion, your passion for your job, that is really important to whatever I am doing at this moment, or in my job. What I think most important is the passion for working with young people or working for climate. So this is really, really very important. And other than that, the skills and experience, I'll say that youth engagement experience, that how to work with diverse community, young people across the whole region, because I'm currently working with people from Bangladesh, India, China, Philippines, also from Cambodia. So many different cultures, right? They all have different lifestyle, different mindset, different culture, different language. So how to bring them in one platform and work together? So for that, youth engagement experience is really important. Then facilitation experience. So how actually you have to bring them in one platform and hold them there. So that is I think very important. Sometimes I also feel like I'm not good at this, so I'm still learning. But facilitation, communication, management skill, negotiation skills, and yeah, also public speaking, because in my job I also have to attend some of the external events where I have to represent my community, my platform, or my people. So in that time, all this actually matters, that facilitation important, communication, negotiation is important, because if you don't know how to negotiate, you might not be able to onboard people for what purpose you want them to work with you or agree on upon things with you. So yeah, these are the, I guess, uh, hand-on skills and experience I believe is important for this job. And the most important thing I forget to mention, but I actually want to say it, that is team building. Because while doing a great job, working remotely and working with young people, you have to have faith on you know teamwork. So if you don't know how to get involved in a team and how to work together, then it might create a lot of mess. So for knowing how to do teamwork or how to work with a diverse team, active listening, communication, and negotiation, all these are really, really very important. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
With all the skills that you have just mentioned, and I guess also the knowledge of climate change and the passion about it is important. Would you say that you have studied all of this during university and it was a conscious choice? Or if not, what brought you to this position?
I get it. Thank you so much for this question. Actually, in the previous question, whatever I answered, I think that's not enough, because a lot more you need when you work with diverse community, honestly. But also I want to mention this, because if I keep talking about skills and experience, it might work differently for different people. So for me, maybe I was in need of this because I was not so good in all this. For someone else, they will find different skills and experience that is required for doing the same job, right? So I'm not taking, like, dragging that person along. But yeah, if I say that everything that I spoke about, the skills and experience, I actually didn't learn all of this in my university life. Because what actually happened, that when we study on like on a different method, for example, in school, in college, in university, in different time when we are studying, we learn different things. So all these comes to a point and combine when you actually start implementing all this in your life. So during the COVID, what actually happened, that I completed my graduation, and I think people from the movers community have heard this thousands of times till the date. That is that I completed my graduation, and right after that, COVID happened. So life was actually so tough for me. That things that I have learned in school, that okay, when someone is saying something to you, you should listen to them first. Then when I was in college, my teachers used to say that team activity, group activity is important. You guys should do one group assignment per semester at least, things that way. When I was in the university, my teachers used to say that pitching in front of 1,000 people, 100 people is important. If you don't know how to speak to people, how you don't know how to negotiate with them, how to communicate your words with them, then you will never be able to achieve things that you want. So I have heard all this, some bookish knowledge, some guidance. I get all this there. But what to implement? Because when I am done with my graduation, I was sitting back at home because of COVID, the lockdown, nothing was happening, no progress was happening. So then actually I met with Movers program, and I get the chance to explore myself as Lamia, the person, individual, and also young fresh graduate looking for finding the right path for career in the long term and all this stuff. So Movers was the platform where I actually explored myself. If I said I'm thankful for the to the whole Movers community actually for this, for letting me grow in my own pace and helping me throughout the whole journey to be the person who I am today. So I'm really grateful. And I think bookish knowledge, the lesson we learn in the university, school, or college level, that is important for understanding, but it comes in real when we actually implement those in our real life. For example, I get to know about how much important teamwork is while facilitating cross-country workshop. I still remember that after joining Movers program, we people from 4 different countries came together and organized 2 days long workshop. That is, I from Bangladesh, Sundar from Nepal, Furmu from India, and Ali from Pakistan. Also, we had Zawak from Bangladesh in that as well. So 5 people from 4 different countries came together, don't know anyone, don't know about each other's culture, but throughout the process we get to know, okay, things that I say is good for me in my culture, but the thing is not working same in the same way in Pakistan. So we tried to figure out the point where we all can let's say agree all together, or we were trying to listen each other to understand that what's the point that is different from each other's mindset or culture and everything is. So while working together, we get to understand that how teamwork helps us to create connection, to build like strong network actually, and how to communicate with people when you are meeting someone from a different perspective or different culture, how to do this. So there will be thousands of stories if I go and mention in terms of how I actually gather all this experience and how I find this way for myself, that okay, I want to go this way, I want to build my career in this path. So yeah, so I think here I'll be doing some promotion, but this is the good for all of us, and I think all the movers know about it. That is, Movers program is the platform that allow all the movers to grow in their own pace and explore their own passion. So I actually find my passion through Movers program with the help of Movers community, and I could explore myself and learn all this hand-on experience through Movers program. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the super passionate sharing. I think all the movers community is proud. And yeah, just surfing on your passion and want to ask you, what makes you happy in your current job?
This is a very easy question for me because I'm saying this is easy because uh, I I find hope whenever I talk to someone from the community, you know. So today in the morning I was having a conversation with Mia, that she's one of the fellow from the cohort 2 of youth empowerment and climate action platform. So I was having a chat with her. There was the progress on her work on climate action week, and if she's interested in getting involved in other activities that's happening at this moment, if she's free, if her study is going well, and all these things. So she just suggested me a song, and after listening that song, I felt super charged to restart my day once again, to work more let's say energetic way, in an energetic way. So these young people actually inspire me. They give me hope in a sense that we still have a lot to do, and we have that capacity to bring the newness, to bring the innovation on the table, because I think young people creating the bridge everywhere. So these young people inspire me so much. And for example, having a conversation randomly with some of the fellows or maybe someone from the movers community, and then at the end of the day I get a feedback like, okay, from our last conversation I really thought about it, and then I started working on it. So that gives me pleasure, that bring a smile on my face, which is priceless. I feel inner peace when I see that people are working for themselves, because most of the time what we do in our young age, we think like we need to do something, but we are not sure about what to do. And then most of the time what happens that we go out of the track, we keep finding what we need to do and all this stuff. So in this journey, if I see someone is working for himself or herself, or like, developing his or her skills, and coming back with a feedback that, okay, from the last session, from the last call, or from the last event, I get to understand this and I'm working on this, always comes up with a hope or with some feedback, that gives me pleasure, that gives me happiness, that okay, we are doing something great. That last few days back, I just had a talk with one of the fellows, and he was saying that he started riding, like, learning how to ride bicycle, because he think that he is not contributing enough to the environment. He is causing so much of what's it his carbon footprint is very high. He just calculated, and it's very high, and he's not doing anything for the environment. So he wants to ride bicycle instead of using any car, bike, or public transportation that causes harm to the environment. So that was inspiring. I felt happy. So yeah, these small things, there are thousands of small things, I think, to mention, but few things that I remember, that uh, one of the participants from YECAP Hackathon 2021 recently reached me out through LinkedIn, was saying that I was just the observer, because our team actually participated in the YECAP hackathon, though we haven't won anything. But what I did after that, I started creating awareness in my community. So what she does actually now, she is like, whenever she saw someone, like, it happens that we are crossing the road, we see someone leaving the chips packet on the road or doing something. So in her society, she is actually creating awareness that what should we do, what's not. Even she, along with some of her friends, plan to create some bins by the by all the roads way that they cross in their locality, that people may drop their waste in the bins they're creating. So they're planning for this. She's mentioned like that, I'm not so sure how much I can do for it, but at least I'm trying. And that gives me peace, that people are trying things. Things that we are working on are giving like people hope, creating an impact. So that matters a lot. So yeah,
Thank
I
you.
think
I love.
I can mention so many stories here, but I really need to stop here because I cannot talk about it the whole day. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, I love these two, impact stories that you have shared, and maybe just to stay a bit on this topic, with your own words, how would you say that you, through this job, you are contributing to fight climate change?
Okay, so since beginning, I am just mentioning one word, I guess, that is green job, green job, green job. So actually, my job is helping me to contribute so much without doing much. Actually, I don't have to work much on it or focus much on this, but through my job, the job I'm doing is helping me so much to uh, what say contribute to our environment. For example, green jobs actually one of the key element to sustainable development, because it helps to ecological footprint. It helps to bring down the emission of greenhouse gas, then decarbonizing the economy, and also it saves energy, fuel, and water, as so many things. So I'm not creating any air pollution, waste pollution. I'm just trying to protect and restore ecosystem. I'm bringing down the emission by not traveling to office because I'm working from home. I'm saving energy, and yeah, I can work more as well efficiently through technical platforms. So yes, that's how actually I'm trying to contribute to the environment through my job, while actually implementing all these one by one, sometimes less, sometimes more, in my job, in my across my community. In fact, what is actually happening these days, that I inspired my landlord so much that he promised one dedicated day not to use lift the whole day, to contribute to environment. So that day, everyone walked by, everyone use stairs to get get up and all this stuff to go anywhere they go. They are not using lift in our building. One particular day, that every Saturday we don't use lift. So it's like change is coming gradually. I cannot force all of them to not to use lift every day, but at least they agreed for one day. So yeah, apart from my job, I'm also trying to empower my community, the society I'm living at this moment, the people I'm living with. So I'm just trying to create awareness among them that what more they can do in the easiest way and how we can do this together. So yeah, and my job is actually inspiring me to do this because every time that I think that, okay, I don't have to travel 2 hours to reach my office, I can just wake up and start working. That is very efficient. I can work 1 or 2 hour extra just because I don't have to get stuck in traffic. So these things actually motivate me and help me to contribute in an environment, and also help me to inspire other people to contribute in environment. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for sharing about your personal climate action as well. I think it's nice we have a good overview of the Lameya taking action outside of work, but also the Lameya taking action through work. And we can see it's very interesting because obviously the two Lameyas are linked with each other, but it's a lot of, from my understanding, working with the youth to help them understand what is climate change, and then helping them on their journey to take individual action and collective action. And it's a journey that you are also taking inspired by what you are doing every day with other people. So it's interesting how it comes back at you as well. So yeah, that's very, very cool. My next question is I think very important because many times we want to pursue a impact job or climate job, but we might think, or our parents might think, or anyone else might think that it doesn't allow us to earn a decent living. So I wanted to have your take on that, because I think ultimately it depends on our personal expectations, but, does this current green job, but in general, do you think that if you continue pursuing a green career, would that meet your personal financial expectations?
Well, thank you so much for this question. Actually, I was waiting for this question because when talking about sustainable development goals or impact and all this stuff, or working with young people, we always focus on the impact that we are creating, or we measure impact mostly. But we never focus on SDG 8 in this sector. Like rarely we focus actually. But thanks for asking this question, because this is something I have faced from, like, this question I have faced actually from some of the people in LinkedIn. When I post about my job, they asked me, so are you traveling to your office? I'm saying no, I'm working remotely. So are you, if you are working remotely, is it paying good to you or not? I already have faced this question, so I want to answer this today in this interview session. That is, actually, if I mention about my perspective, then yes, it's actually meeting my financial expectation. Because for example, the person who is doing desk job, usually going 6 or 5 days to office in a week, right? They have to calculate money for transportation as well, for their lunch as well, or maybe the evening snacks as well. Since they're going out, they have to eat, they have to travel by transport, they cannot walk the whole way to their office, right? So in fact, it's not only meeting my expectation, but also helping me to save a lot from my salary. If I say that I don't have to pay extra money for food, I don't have to pay money for transportation, since I'm working from home remotely. So I can save all these and I can plan things with this as well. So it is helping me to save money, and it is inspiring me to do something plan in the long term, where I can invest this amount of money, or maybe what I can do with this amount of money. So this is not only setting the financial expectation perfectly, this is also helping me to save and to plan long term actually. in in my lifestyle, if I say. So yeah, that way it works for me. So those who think that green jobs actually not paying well, or maybe it's not good enough for living, so I'll say that people might have different perspectives, I respect that, but from my point of view, it's not just only save your energy, or it's not just only decarbonizing the economy, or not just only focus on greenhouse gas emission. It also help you to save a huge amount of money that you spend on transportation and other factors when you are visiting a local office, when you are working, like having a desk job. So I think green job is helping me to get those extra advantage here in terms of what's say planning with the earning I have at this moment. So yeah, this is actually a proper thing, I'll say. For me, it's perfect.
Thank you, Lameya. Super positive to hear that. Hope it encourages even more people to think about green jobs, maybe even thinking to find a green job that you do from home. I have two last questions before we end. The first one will be, how do you see the future of Lameya? How do you see you yourself in the future, growing in your green career?
Okay, so I have always mentioned one thing almost everywhere. People who know me know this, that I want myself to see as Lameya, even after 10 years. I want people to know me with my name only. That Lameya, okay, that is Lameya. So that's how I want to be recognized. So in this green job, if I talk about my future, I'm very, very much hopeful about it, because, green job, I see the future coming up with more green jobs, because we are already in the 21st century. Things are getting advanced. Technical things are much more advanced at this moment. If we talk about meta and if we talk about the technical changes and all these updates we are seeing around us, things are going so advanced these days. So I think green job actually is going to be the future. And for young people who are planning to start their career and recently completed their graduation, I think this can be a good opportunity for them, because a green job will offer you so much of time and help you to contribute uh, in environment, and also will let you make your own schedule that will not make anyone's job boring. So from my perspective, I think in this way about green job and talking about where I see myself in the future, I see a very, what say, a very organized life of Lameya with green job in future, that spending time with her family, working remotely from her house, maintaining her own schedule, setting her own deadline, and being an example for the young people, all the young people across the whole world actually, that okay, green jobs are easy, green jobs are inspiring, green jobs allow us to do much more than we think in while doing a job. It's not just a job, it's fun, it's like a game, it's like something that you are passionate about, it's something that is your dream. So yeah, I want to set that example with doing my job from my place as an individual. So yeah.
Nice. So I heard that you will stick with green jobs and even become a green job sort of ambassador. So promoting green jobs to everyone. And also we know that YECAP is here to stay. And there will be, more and more in need, for meaningful youth engagement. So a lot of exciting things coming in the future for you. And last question is, what will be your advice for, let's say there is a youth coming to you who wants to be like Lameya? What would you tell that person?
Thank you so much for this question. Actually, first of all, I suggest everyone that never try to be like anyone else. Try to be yourself first thing. And second thing is, if you want to pursue a job like me, a green job, which helps you to manage time for your family, for your masters, for your own deadlines, for your friends hangout and all this stuff. This is like, sounds very fancy. So green job allow you everything. Actually, honestly, it allow you everything. And at the same time, it helps you to contribute to the environment. So if you are also motivated enough to pursue a green job career, my suggestion will be to find your passion first. Find your passion first, and then try to work on things that you think you will be needing in this journey. Basic things, that is communication skills, that is negotiation skills. I mentioned as well youth engagement, because the world is on young people's hand. So young people are coming in all the sectors, because I so in my previous one of the interview, I mentioned that we just don't only need, we are not looking for only climate activists. We are also looking for climate scientists, climate advocates, and much more, so policymakers and all this stuff. So if you are motivated enough to start your journey in climate sector, if you are uh, inspired enough to work in a green career or go for a green career, then my suggestion is always listen to your heart, find your passion, develop your skills that you think really important. Do your own SWOT analysis, that what you have and what you need. Talk to people, build network, explore your connections, and that's how maybe you can land into the dream job you had. Because the same thing I actually followed. I developed my skills rather than focusing on what it will bring in future. I work my for myself. I just dedicatedly work for myself, that okay, Lamia have this, but Lamia doesn't have this. So Lamia need this one right now. So let's develop this one. So once I started developing things, I find that not only developing skills will help, unless I have a good community, unless I have a good connection, I have a good network. So then I started building networks. So when you are skillful and you have a strong network, and that comes in a combination, it will make a boom. In a sense, it will help you to get land into your dream job. It will help you to find your passion in your work. A perfect combination it will come with. It might take time. Don't feel like that, oh, things are not happening. She said that if I work for my skills and develop myself, I'll get things I want. No, not always things work as we plan. So have patience, keep working on yourself, and keep focusing on your aim. If your aim is clear enough to you and you know that which way you are walking on, the success is going to, come to you very soon. And if it's not sooner, then it's fine. As much as it is harder, it's it's going to give you the pleasure that you can never assume. So yeah, both works. So just best of luck to everyone who are planning for a green career. It might find difficult in the beginning, but I promise this is a lifetime experience you can have for learning, for exploring, and also to know yourself at some point as well, that okay, that's the new version of myself. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lameya, for your time today. And yeah, I hope and I'm sure that it will inspire a lot of people who want to follow a bit your footsteps. So in terms of, finding their own passion, starting a green career, and working on youth engagement for climate action. So really empowering the youth to understand climate, take action for climate, and as you mentioned, to then take on their own green jobs in the future. So yeah, I'm sure there will be a lot of advice to be highlighted from this episode. So thank you so much. And to all our audience, feel free to ask follow-up questions to Lameya on any channels. And of course, to listen to every other episodes of Movers, Green Jobs Pioneer series. Thank you so much, Lameya.
Thank Thank you so much for inviting me once again, and best of luck to all the young people from Movers community, and hope to work together very soon. And yes, best of luck and stay safe, everyone. Bye.